I won't forget the feeling, the suddenness and euphoria of joy arresting my anxiety, anxiousness and apprehension. The news of mass failure in the 2014 JAMB examination was not only unreasonably loud, but also had echoes of exaggerated hopelessness. I mean, how could just about 10 persons only in the entire Ahoda East local government area be the only candidates who succeeded with scores above the 180 cutoff mark? I've forgotten who had made my then simple mind believe that exaggerated lie, but it sure almost gave me a heart attack. The miracle, however, was that I passed. I scored 208, about 28 marks above the cutoff score. I was joyous beyond description and almost told everyone I knew and met, long enough to have a conversation about my success. And to whatever it was she was named, I think it's Onyinyechi, when she heard, rejoiced with me over my score and began telling me lots of stories. Stories of people that failed, students that almost passed, people who scored 179, just a mark lower than the cutoff score. She continued asking me subsequent questions, to which I replied with pride. How was the exam? How much time was given? She went on and on until she asked, what course do you intend to study? English and literary study, I replied, still beaming with smile graced with pride. Her reply, that's a woman's course, ended the conversation, and I almost regret the later decision it made me make. A year later, I swapped from my passion, English and literary study, to join the wagon on the rail of confused search for X and deriving endless formulas that result only in more unbalanced equations. Ronaldo, the football god, earns over €1 million weekly. His weekly wage is the annual salaries of over 1,000 doctors in Nigeria. Jay-Z, an American rapper, songwriter, and record executive, is worth over $1.4 billion. And lest I forget, he isn't a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, or an accountant. I'll tell you a story. A young man, on his parents' insistence, gained admission to study medicine at the University of Lagos. His mother really wanted the title Mama Doctor, and his father did not want his son to experience the hurdles of rigorous job search in Nigeria after graduation. The rigors of acquiring an MBBS at the university took over 7 years, but finally a young promising doctor emerged. His parents were so happy, and one would almost mistake his graduation ceremony for a wedding party. Like his father had hoped, his son had several mouth-watering employment opportunities with fat salaries in renowned establishments awaiting him. It was a Monday morning, the morning of the day a young doctor was supposed to commence work at a prestigious hospital in the country. First, he called his parents' attention to a short conversation. Then he handed over his MBBS degree and several other certificates awarded to him in the course of his becoming a medical doctor. His father received them from him in anxious excitement while his mother watched, smiling in suspense. I've done as you wanted me to, father, he began. So many people now respect and regard you as Mama Doctor, Mom. But now I want to achieve my own satisfaction. I love fine arts and I am going back to school to become an artist. This story illustrates the place of passion versus the profits of profession. So many parents have painted life to be all and more about money. They relegate their children's love and passion for simple things: music, painting, drawing, writing, retail trading, sports, and the likes. Everyone just wants their children to attend big universities, gain employment in renowned establishments, and flood the family with huge salaries. I won't forget the night. One of those childhood nights when children excitedly become talk active for either having ate a sumptuous meal or just enjoying the moonlight. My father scolded my younger sibling, Onyedikachi, for wanting to be a farmer. Like, did you hear me? He simply wanted to be a farmer and not an armed robber. No knowledge is waste. Yet, each year accounts for the JAMB registration of over 1 million applicants seeking admission into Nigerian tertiary institutions. And a huge number of this population are already admitted students who are dissatisfied with their respective courses of study. Passion is beautiful. Wanting to live for something you love and believe in is indeed heroic. But in light of the realities of hardship posed by the rising rate of unemployment in Nigeria, should students choose courses they are more comfortable and passionate about over professional courses with better employment opportunities? Which is better? A fat salary that affords a luxurious lifestyle, or the simple feeling of satisfaction that comes with achieving goals? Which is better? An air-conditioned office under stern ethics and bosses, or working independently and happily in heat or cold? Several organizations, including the government, award scholarships yearly to so many young Nigerian students. But have you noticed that students studying zoology, fishery, forestry and wildlife conservation, tourism, animal science, fine arts, marketing, philosophy, etc. have been given so little or no consideration at all during scholarship awards? Abeg, abi no be the same WAEC and JAMB, right? Why do parents insist and impress it on their children and wards to study professional courses such as medicine, accountancy, engineering, pharmacy, nursing, law, and other heavy sounding courses, relegating their children's passion for simpler beauties of knowledge? I'm often bewildered at how myopic people can be. I mean, why would anyone consider art courses to be a whole lot easier and a walkover in comparison to science or engineering courses? Which is easier to read, understand, retain, and interpret pages of a voluminous textbook, or the simple application of a memorized formula in an unresolved equation? Which is easier, bringing imaginations into tangible realities that can be seen, felt, read, and expressed in paintings, writings, drawings, music, and words, or the confusion of always finding and never discovering X, or endlessly searching for atoms in matters that do not concern our world? Medicines of great importance to the society, but why can't we give credit to farmers, for we can't do without their food and herbs? There's something about uniforms, and I think it's either demonic or stupid. More credit is given to the engineer in coveralls who simply sits in the office than the dirty mechanic who does the actual work. More respect is accorded to the man in white coat and the dirty farmer without whose food we will all die. Why has society placed less value on teachers, farmers, zoologists, artists, and several humble professionals, despite their huge yet silent contributions to national development? Nigeria has prominent names that have brought honor and glory to her shores. Isn't Wole Soyinka worth more than 10 engineers? Isn't Kano Nwankwo, J.J. Okocha, Victor Moses, Mikel Obi, to mention a few, globally respected in comparison to being just a bank accountant? Our society is mentally sick, and what medical doctor can cater for the needs of emotions and imaginations but for the likes of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie? Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala isn't a pilot. Genevieve Nnaji isn't a pharmacist. Agbani Derego isn't a petrochemical engineer. Medicine, engineering, accountancy, pharmacy, and the likes, I do not wish to degrade these professions, but please, I think they become too overrated, obscuring other simple and yet beneficial professions, making pursuing passion in other courses seem risky and almost criminal. Statistics show that a huge number of students in tertiary institutions are only trying to cope with their respective courses and finish up what they've started. The confusion is, however, more epic for graduates who seek and gain employment into positions of service alien to their degrees. Today we have engineers across the counter at several banks. Accountants are now teachers in secondary schools. Farmers are now vendors and dealers on all sorts of beauty creams and soaps. Barristers are now tailors, and our nurses can be found at salons. So I wonder, now whose school serve help? Food, shelter, clothing. These are necessities of life, and getting a well-paid job will make acquiring them much easier. Yet, should students pursue passion and risk getting a well-paid employment after graduation? As a parent, are you willing to finance your child's dreams even if it seems irrelevant at the doors of employment in present-day Nigeria? Dear student, if the choice were all yours to make, would you rather bear a simple name in society with a satisfied conscience, or carry a heavy title of respect and recognition alongside a regretful sense of unfulfillment? I don't know, and thus I ask, are certain causes irrelevant and less beneficial to the society in comparison to the league of professional courses? Please permit my question still. Is studying music or fine arts such a waste of time, intelligence and resources? Before I conclude, can I also ask you, Mr. Humanities, why are you there? What's the motivation for your studying agriculture, philosophy, zoology or music? Is it for the love of passion, or that you fear mathematics, you dread physics or hate chemistry? Or was it jam that changed your destiny? The one studying French and taking pride in bonjour, was it that you couldn't gain admission to study law, that you wouldn't now savor the headache of the eccentric sound of a foreign language? I am CC Akoma, and this is the Very Debating Stories. Join the conversation and have your say. Please drop your comments and thoughts. Kindly like and share my videos, as well as subscribe to my channel for better content from me. Thanks.